Oh no, I'm not gonna pull out a 14 banner. It's gonna be, I was thinking about the realm draws. Yeah, it has been a while since the Burn 14 event. But that's not enough. Alright, let's take a look at this Final Fantasy XIV event that's going on right now. Whole bunch of nothing new other than the banners themselves, so right to the banners we go. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stars, 3 glints, 2 bursts, 4 LMRs. Ugh. First up, and good luck. Papalimo Arcane, sure. Is it a fire rod? Yes, it is. Second, Alphino Chain. We've been waiting for a magical wind chain for quite a while, and Alphino was probably the top prospect to receive it, and he did. And it is a wind book. Thank goodness. Actually, it's fine, because both him and Onion Knight can use it. Saying, you know, being upset with it being a wind book is like being upset that Terra uses swords. So that's pretty great. There are very few wind mages in the game, and Alphino's one of the only good ones. Alphino USB 2, 10 single target wind magic, party wind radiant shield, self quick cast 2, and a brave mode. Okay, you got me so far. The brave mode is 1 single target, 3 single target, 6 single target, or 12 single target wind magic. Yeah, that's a huge win, Ricky. Congrats. Yeah, Dark Veil 4 just came out. Brave mode's good. It's good for chain building. Better than... Well, his USB 1 is really bad. But his... for dealing actual wind damage, his BSB is still pretty good and relevant. And this finally gives him something to replace that, because it was kind of crazy how long his BSB was so effective. Self-Quick Task 2 helps make up for the fact that his BSB allows him to instant every turn. But yeah, this is more of a slow-moving thing that works passively because of the Wind Radiant Shield to go together with this chain. Thancred USB is an Earth Dagger, which is kind of interesting, and it's instant. Love that, always love that. 10 single target Earth Fire enemy, magic and defense minus 50%. Sure. Self-medium ninja damage up, so he doesn't get an Earth or an Fire. This is so he can use both Earth and Fire with it, but the problem is there are no Fire physical abilities, just the magical ones, which are not what they used to be. But let's take a look at the Brave mode at least. One, 3, 6, 10. 3 single target armor breakdown. So level 1 is armor breakdown, level 2 is armor breakdown. Level 3 would be an attack, defense, and resistance minus 70% for 8 seconds. That's what the short period on these is. Pretty neat. I do like the Brave mode. What are you talking about, Psychotic? Oh. Yeah, but what about it is not summoning? The Brave mode commands are summoning. The entry is summoning. What is not summoning? The Wind Radiant Shield? Of course it's not summoning. Oh. Does it matter? Alright. Well, Thancred's USB is kind of weird. I'm not sure how I feel about it. It seems a little underpowered because it's supposed to be dual elemental and it has a debuff attached to it. And because of that, it kind of suffers a little bit. It is a lot of defense down, and I do know from experience that that is a good debuff even in the current meta. Minus 70% is still a significant amount against current break resistances. So he seems like he's like more of a support than a straight on damage dealer. And I guess once he puts down his Brave Command 3, he probably deals a fair amount of damage himself. Yeah, he's pretty decent chain builder. Just kind of weird. Anyway, moving on, Papalymo's USB. Finally, Papalymo gets a USB. And it's a really good one. It's like a magical copy of Squall's USB 2, I believe. Which is 10 single target, fire, and fire. Self-magic defense, yeah, whatever. Chase fire abilities with Sharpcast Fire. What Sharpcast Fire is, 4 to 8 single target fire non-elemental, number of hits and multiplier scale with uses. So, the more you cast, the better. He does have, personally, no way to improve his cast speed, but there's plenty of external ways, and you're going to want to use those ways with Papalymo, because once he starts putting out those max level chases, pretty damn powerful. Like Ishola's USB 2, for instance. So that's it for our 6 stars. It's pretty good. There's nothing bad, at least. That's a change. I'm not like super high on these, but Papalymo Arcane and Papalymo's USB are both really good, and Wind Chain obviously really good as well. Next up for the Glints, we have Alphino's Glint, which is, it's one of the best ones. 0 cast time, 6 single target, wind damage, and wind and end wind stacking. I really like that Glint a lot. I'm not sure how good it is on a summoner. In my forays with Alphino in the Fire Magicite and the Earth Magicite, he tends to cap his attacks easily because summons hit really hard and don't have as many hits attached to them. Oh, you know what this is really good for? Not so much using Dark Veil for or Tiamat, because those cap real easily, so you're not getting any benefit from the M1 stacking. It's this. 12 single target Brave mode. It's meant to go with his USB 2. Because if you're glinting, you're getting a lot of damage increase on these attacks. Papalymo, 0 cast time, instant magic 3. Well, that does help Papalymo with that whole quick cast thing. What I'd probably want to do is use Papalymo's Glint, or get 750 Soul Break points, use his Glint, and then his USB. And then have 2 charges left over for during his USB mode. So he can stack up to that chase. That would be a good thing to have, like utility-wise, if you don't have any external ways to grant him quick cast. Or if you don't, you need to put Thunder God mode on somebody else. So not essential by any stretch, but could be good to make up for a deficiency elsewhere in the party. Amphilia, Flash Art, Unholy, and Party HP Stock 2000. It's pretty Torment. Love like how calling something Torment is just code for this can't survive out in the wilds. But Amphilia can't survive out in the wilds. I suppose she's not that bad anymore. Start battle with Quick Cast 3. Her USB 1 has never been bad. It's just, the second I pull, you know, Ram's BSB 2, I already have a better support than her. Yeah, it's pretty Torment. So she can deal actual damage with the Unholy. And the Party HP Stock 2000 isn't bad either. If anyone has tried out the Final Fantasy XIV Torment, it puts out a pretty disgusting amount of damage. BSBs, Thancred, 0 cast time, and Pearl Earth. Wow. Alright, I actually like Thancred's BSB more than I like his USB. His USB at least is an Earth Dagger, but a 0 cast time and Pearl on a ninja? This is pretty good. Just wish he had a way to end Earth. Amphilia BSB 2, a single target, wholly non-elemental, party last stand. What are your commands? What are both of your commands? Blink and Smart Ether, typical ninja stuff. And a Banishing Strike, just bad burst commands. I don't know. We've had a party last stand BSB in the game for a long time, and Gordon, and it was alright. It's okay. Yeah, I think this is probably the worst pull on the banner. Thancred, 25% chance to dual cast ninja. Well, dual casting ninjas is awesome, so I'll take that. Amphilia starting with Quick Cast 3 is also good. For the Torment support person. Alphino starting battle with M-Wind, obviously really good. He's a chain holder. When people use soul breaks that don't have an wind on them, or an element on them, them starting the battle with an element is often really powerful. And Papalymo starts the battle with Endfire. He's not that great of a user of an Endfire LMR. I think more often than not, you'll probably end up using his LM1 and LM2 over this LMR. So that's not that great of a pull in my opinion. But that's me. Know that is a contested opinion. So seek a second opinion if you want another opinion. This line of thinking started ever since I got, we got access to the Behemoth King fight, and I realized that Maria starting off with an Earth in the fight just didn't really contribute anything. It was better to use her magic stacking LM2 or her 10% Earth damage LM1 than her start battle with an Earth and LMR, because the start battle with an Earth LMR contributed like 10,000, 12,000 damage over the course of the fight, where her LM2 contributed that in a single action after she started using her USB. It just, when you're recasting, or you're starting, your first Soul Break cast is Endfire, you're immediately just, you've shortened the time that this affects the battle considerably. And when you can actually still make use of these is when you have an element stacking Glint. And Papalymo doesn't. He has 0 cast time, it's a Magic 3. So this it just wouldn't get used, I don't think. Because it would just contribute so little. Where, let's say his LM1 is 10% increased fire damage, right? That 10% increased fire damage, once you start using Papalymo's USB 2, is going to contribute all of that damage. Yeah, if you just had his ace, but that's a good point. I wasn't thinking of that. You could run Papalymo for sure with just his Arcane and his LMR. So that's definitely a way to use him. Just go back to see how much I wanted Locke's LMR off the recent Golden Fest Lucky, because I have his Arcane. That would have been an awesome pull. Oh my goodness, there's a second banner. Like I can make cases for pulling on this banner, but well, that's a good start. The Sales USB is one of the better ice soul breaks in the game. ETA's USB is not bad. It's good for the Torment. Minphilly's USB is also, this is a Torment banner, huh? And then they throw a Sales USB. If you put a Sales USB on the first banner, what would you take off? Nothing. Estinian, that's just not good. Papalymo OSB, that's just really not good. Oh my goodness, 5 bursts? Can we stop talking about this banner and sing a lamentation for a Sales USB being stuck on this banner? Asinian and Windburst, Shola. Oh, this is the JP Honey Trap. The Japanese client were not aware that Ishola was going to be getting a USB 2 in the festival following this. So this was the best healing soul break. At the time of this banner launch. If you didn't have access to this, well, you didn't even have a snowball's chance in hell in the highest level of the Torment. I'm sure a lot of people pulled on this banner just for this thing. We know better. We know that Ishtola's USB 2 is going to be appearing in the next festival, and it's extremely good. It's Party Magical Quick Cast 3, Instant Kiraga Medica, and a Brave mode where, when fully charged, is an Instant Cura Medica with Last Stand to party. It's a really good soul break. Oh, man, it just keeps on getting better. Ugh. This banner sucks. This banner sucks. Sorry, Sil. Yet another banner where Sil's USB shows up and it's just not even worth considering. So, first banner. Yes, with the release of this banner, I will now be pulling on Final Fantasy XIV Realm on Parade. If it's on the pull. I forget how the cutoff works for the Realms on Parade usually. But if this banner's on it, then I will pull on it. I think it's a decent banner. It's kind of like how I evaluated the Final Fantasy X banner. It is good. There's a really powerful Fire Mage if anyone's looking for one of those. The Wind Mage is definitely important. Well, it is important a few months from now. And I guess that's my issue with it, is I think a lot of people probably do have access to Terra. If you've been unable to get Vivi to pair them up together, which were a power combo, Papalymo is one of the best fire mages in the game. So I'm not sure about that. I think a lot of this stuff is advanced stuff, like the chain's not always a good thing to have, but Alphino's USB is a support USB. It's decent, but it works best with a chain. Thancred's USB definitely needs the rest of the team to be good. Thancred's BSB definitely needs the rest of your Earth team to be good. Papalymo's the only one here that's really a really powerful, you know, single like damage dealer for a new account, and there's no healing on the banner. There's no support on the banner. No buffing support. Does Alf's chain reoccur? As Will says, possibly. It did show up in 4th anniversary for Japan. Whether that does for us as well, tough to say. I can go get the banner for you. That was banner 1, right? No, banner 2. Yeah. Not a great one, outside of dealing wind element damage. Since it's seriously just a 50% magic buff. Yeah, here it is. Banner 2. It does have healing on the banner. 250 soul break heal. I have to file this into definitely Final Fantasy XIV Torment. No, I can't. Because look, I mean, Alphino and Papalymo's definitely good outside the Torment. And Alphino's clearly made to be outside the Torment. His Wind Radiant Shield is not good in Torment. This is a weird banner. I like it, but at the same time, I don't know. Because of the rarity of Final Fantasy XIV events, I probably would have pulled on this if 4th Anniversary didn't exist. Because you gotta get your Final Fantasy XIV strength somewhere, right? Well, problem is you don't anymore. You're gonna want a healer for it, but